Hey everyone, Phil here. If you watched the last episode of this series, I got rained out of the bush. I got up at 5:30 this morning to go out early because I'd found a very nice patch of morel mushrooms, but it rained all afternoon yesterday, all night, and it's only just stopped and it's almost noon today. Too risky to drive on the roads right now unless you have chains, but even then nobody's on them because they don't want to ruin the roads for everybody else. So everybody's just huddled down, waiting out the rain. Today, it just wasn't in the cards. The good news is, rain makes the mushrooms grow big. So in the long run, this is a very good thing, even though it's a little frustrating today. There's finally some blue sky showing here, and I might do a bit of scouting today. Just resting, drying mushrooms, and making some delicious food. I want to show you the sort of thing we're dealing with out here. Generator here, making this noise now. And what that is, it has a push button start. We never have to use the pull cord start. But look what happened, all on its own. We can pull it out and tie a knot, but still, wear and tear on our gear constantly. Check this out. Brand new pair of Baffin gum boots. I've worn them about 10 times. Done. That's what the burn does to boots. These boots were incredible. Best pair of boots I've ever owned. But they're done. Yesterday, picking in the rain there, they split right through like that. Randy's got a good pair of slightly better gum boots. I'm gonna have to wear those over the next couple days, and then hopefully get a replacement pair of good boots. I will definitely buy these boots again. They're the same boots that a lot of conservation officers use, as well as forest firefighters. So I'm having a hard time getting a replacement pair because they've all been bought out right now in Canada, in Western Canada, by the forest firefighters. Definitely gonna buy them again, but it's still 700 bucks. So I just walked out from our camp in the ground we just walked not long ago, and look at this beautiful gray that has grown there. There were 7 more right off of our path. They weren't there 2 days ago. It's like a mushroom within a mushroom. This one is triple walled, but it's like 2 walls on this, and then it went into a 3rd wall, which was the outside. There isn't actually an entire mushroom in there. It's almost like they start growing as in one way, and then they switch to this. It's so weird. I have around 400 gigabytes of stuff transferring that's going to take hours. So I'm going picking. Look at these tomentosa coming. They're just so nice looking. We're gonna go up over this hill, look for grays and greens mostly. So if you've been following this series, we've been harvesting this patch near camp continuously. I've done it around 4 or 5 times, and Randy's done it probably 12 times. And it keeps producing mushrooms slowly. As you go further, it goes into a big black burn, and that's where the most mushrooms came from. But now that the needles, the thick needles, are starting to produce, I'd like to check that out. See if there's mushrooms in there now. This spot here has been picked quite a few times, but I'm starting to see that the liverwort and all the green plants are starting to get a lot bigger now. So we're definitely mid-season. Look at all the pooling water from yesterday's rain. Hey, do you see these? These are greens. Morel exuberans. One of my favorites. It's a little one. Another one there. More tomentosa here. In these black areas, they often turn blonde sooner because they're exposed to more sunlight. That one's a conica. Look at those big tomentosa. Look at this. Fascinating. That one was growing right under the rock. It's grown like that. Look at this. It's said to have some of the deepest mycelium of any of the morel species. They've actually been put into their own clade. So they're the only morel in that clade. Pretty interesting. There's quite a few conicas left through here. I'm really just looking for the grays and greens because a lot of the conicas, they got so covered in ash from the heavy rain. And you see, like, there's still quite a few, but they're so dirty. I can't harvest that. Into your hole, frog. Getting a bit lucky here. These ones are on a northern slope, so they haven't been up for quite as long, and they're quite a bit cleaner. These are totally viable. Here's a great example. So this mushroom was growing out in the black. Can you see the soot on there? It's pretty dirty. Not great, right? Similar stage mushrooms in the needles. Absolutely pristine. Completely clean. This is what we're after. Look at this. This one here is enough to spore the entire area, and it's too old to pick, so that one gets left for spore. Not that the mycelium would die if I picked the mushrooms, but it's still something we tend to do. We always leave some. Although it's really not necessary with mushrooms, they're the fruit. Well, I guess we're picking in the rain again. But this feels pretty tame after yesterday in the previous episode there. Look, another gray right there and right there starting. Beauties. For those that don't know, one of the biggest triggers for the greens and grays is hotter weather. It can just make them grow really fast and really trigger them to start flushing. And we have hot weather coming in just a few days. At this point in the season, the southern British Columbia burns are finishing up now. And I would say that a lot of the commercial harvesters from BC are now on this burn. And there's a reason for that. One, it's producing. The reason a lot of people are on this burn is because of when it burned last year. It burned between July and October, which is pretty much ideal for morels because the forest won't have much of a chance right after it burns, the season that it's burning, to start growing green plants. In some of the fires that burned in June last year, they had way more of a chance to start recovering during the season in which they burned. And those fires won't have as long of a morel season because of that. See how it's already starting to go blonde? Very common on the southern exposures, they'll go blonde early. Okay, we'll get these mushrooms in the dryer and Randy will go out and get more than I just did. I gotta keep an eye on this computer, make sure everything's going okay. So Randy went and got some more mushrooms, added them to the ones that I picked, but look at this gray. Holy, that is so nice. So nice. And some of them are going blonde. Look at that. There's even more water here than last time I was through here. This is totally filled right up now. Cut through this little plantation. Whoa! There was 0 tomentosa through here 5 days ago. I was thorough, and look at the size of that already. They are growing so fast. Nice little gray. So the conicas, the early black morels, M. sextillata and M. eximia, they are finishing in the blacks. That's a fully blown out mushroom. Cap gets all pointy, witchy capped, and the stipe is as wide as the cap. No good. In the needles, still good. Fresh babies still coming, in fact. You can see here where I harvested Here's the ones I left for sporing. Lots of old cut stems, but no new ones coming there. I missed that one last time. It's still good. A couple here that were protected from the rain by this blowdown. Pretty nice. I missed this stump last time. See, these are too soft now. But I'm wondering about these. They look pretty good. Yep, nice and firm. What really blew me away about this spot last time was the way that the mushrooms were clustering. And I'm hoping that the next species does the same thing here. That would be brilliant. Too dirty, too dirty. Yeah, I got a few there. The ones that I'd left, I found some of my old stems there. And the babies that I'd left, they really grew fast. Like, it's unbelievable how fast they're growing. They're going from tiny little pins to near blowing out in 5 days. And it's only been like 13 degrees during the day. There's so much moisture in the ground right now. Look how the spruce tips are doing. Now I'm waiting for these lateral ones to get bigger. I don't like taking the leaders really. I'm gonna take one. They have an awesome lemony flavor. When they're raw like this, they're a little bit waxy in texture, but once you cook them or dry them, that goes away. That's fresh bear scat right there. I thought I heard a bear in here when I was here last. Kept breaking sticks in the same area over the course of hours. Look at these. It's over there. It just broke another stick. I haven't been here in at least 5 days. I just heard a huge log break in the same spot. So he's been living over there. If it's a bear, I mean, seeing the bear scat, that makes me think it's a bear. I originally wasn't sure if it was a moose or a bear. Gotta keep my wits about me. I have bear spray, bear banger, and I'm near the truck. But I don't really feel like hanging around if he's making noise. Those have grown. It's nice. I've been able to farm this spot. See, these were all babies when I was here last. I remember this tree. And they've all grown so nicely. Look, I specifically remember leaving this cluster here, and they were all just tiny. Every time I finish picking a little spot, I'm scanning this area to make sure he's not sneaking up on me. This is a small area, but it has sure been productive. Every time I've come here, it's been like this. I just finished that little patch. Truck is over there. I'm gonna go check up here, see what's happening. Okay, I got my half bucket. Time to go back to camp. Thanks for watching this short episode. Tomorrow, if the weather stays like this, I'm going in with a pack board, hoping to have a good day. See you next time.